then multiply disciples. So that's how it works.
Thank you.
And and a lot of people are coming up. I think without people like you, people will not know about very dark man.
Mm.
Very dark man has come again, has increased the radar from a different angle.
That is
Before it was
plus.
Nnamdi Kanu screaming,
Mm.
then Igboho came and screamed his own. Then the northern people that they took their is a share people, they screamed their own. The northern southern Kaduna screamed their own.
Mm.
So when people talking about airstrip are actually very, very funny. What people don't understand is
Mm.
ask yourself all the helicopters and private airlines they have in Nigeria, where did they park them?
You know, you really think everything is actually passing through your airports?
Thank you. So, and if you ask yourself, how do those people get supply arms? How do arms
God
get?
bless you.
Didn't you remember when during Jonathan time when they said one pastor took his private jet from Nigeria to go to South Africa to
Pastor
buy
Richie
ammo for the
Jaffa.
government? So how did that happen? Which airport did they fly from?
Hmm.
People are not asking those questions. So it's gradually you begin as you're chopping down the tree, the dots will be connected to the point where the inevitable become the reality. For my own is when it concern Asari Dokubo, like I said, I'll keep telling people, Nigeria is being partitioned among members of the gang.
Hmm.
What they want to do is they want to have the big boys in Abuja,
Hmm.
the fellow boys in the state, then they now control it that way. So what basically they're trying to do now, for example, Tinubu and his crew control all of Southwest. Whether you like it or not,
Mhm,
they determine
mhm,
who becomes a governor, who becomes a position of power anywhere within the Southwest at the moment. If you refuse, they rig you out or they force you out.
That's right.
Oshomole has delivered this polling unit, Edo State. What's his name? Uzodima has delivered his
Holding his
polling
own
unit,
ground in
Imo
Imo.
State. Imo State. And is beginning to change the population cycle of Imo State.
Have you noticed that too? Like
Yes.
the moment he became the Supreme Court governor of Owerri, it opened the floodgate of terrorism into the eastern part of Nigeria, and we have
That
seen the
it was a
effect of that today.
it,
Like for
it
real.
was a deliberate it was a deliberate attempt to put him there. Look at the nature of how anybody that gets into power in Nigeria,
Hi.
when they get into power, they don't deserve it. So because you don't deserve it, you do as you're told. And you do as you're told by making sure that the people in your state are punished.
Hmm.
Let's start with the case of Lagos. On a good day, the Lagos state governor will not be Lagos state governor.
No.
On a good day, Uzodima will not be governor of Imo
No.
State.
No. No.
On a good day, the guy that won in Edo will not have won that election.
Would never happen. No. Hmm.
On a good day, the guy in Rivers will not have been the governor of Rivers.
As well. Hmm.
And they're trying to. The only thing is that he's trying to pretend like he's not being controlled. But that was Wike's delivery of his polling unit to join the club in Abuja. Senate President deliver Cross River and Akwa Ibom State. That is his polling unit. Is how the more you control, the more power you get at the center. And what they are trying to create is like a Godfather system of cartel where the big boys are at the top, they make order, and the guys at the
They are
bottom have to
building the
obey.
hierarchy. Yes. Hmm.
And the big boss at the moment is Tinubu. He controls more state than any other person,
Hmm.
followed by Akpabio. The next place they're going to target now in 2027 election, they tried it in Kano, it didn't work.
Hmm.
They're going to start breaking the northern states into units
As well.
and
Hmm.
appointing their own people. Don't be surprised that it's not going to be APC winning election in the north. They will find another party. See as they did in River State, APP or whatever they call it. They'll just find one party that don't have any. They'll just give it to us and say, guy, this is the party all of you should go to. This way we're going to rig you into. It looked like we didn't win all the election, but another party won it. Now, one person that control the person they see as the figurehead, they'll send him to Abuja, either give him one ministerial appointment or something and keep him there. That is how they intend to control it. But the problem they're going to have now is when the presidency goes back to the north, and these guys in the south want to show that we have more power, we've been there, we could deliver before you guys.
Hmm.
Who takes over from Tinubu? That is where your message will collide with the people that are grieved inside the system, and you begin to see the breakdown. Like I said, PDP did 16
Side.
years. These people are going to complete 16 years in 2027.
Abi.
By then, you start seeing the crack. And
Right.
that crack will be so visible because the problem was that during PDP, the military still had power. Now we don't have military, we don't have police, we don't have any form of uniform
Civil
control.
resistance anymore. Hi.
Thank you. So everybody has a gun. The only problem is that people have no license their gun. And then you're gonna start seeing possibly people from this Biafra people will come in their own guns. People from the north will import their own guns from the north, and before you know it, it becomes free for all fight. Then you now understand that those people that think that they are in control, blood actually flow in their body. You see all of them run away because talking right now, people like you talking, isn't going to change anything. It's those people they're paying 30,000, 40,000 in the name of police officers. Watch, police officers' income is dwindling. Let me explain to you in economics
Right.
data. The number of cars on the road have dropped because of fuel price.
That's right.
The number of bribes they normally take has dropped. The revolt in paying the bribe has reduced. And now, once this crack start happening, these guys already have the gun. They cannot feed their parents. They cannot feed their children. They cannot feed their girlfriends. It just takes a group of ragtag bandits to say, you know what, we had enough. Let's start killing people from our own state. Before you know it, the Somalian case will become the case of Nigeria.
Hi.
Yes. It becomes a domino effect, just like the case of NSAS. But the NSAS this time around is being done by people in uniform across the country with guns, paid for by the same system to protect the same system.
Wow.
And that is the final revolution.
Thank you very much again. Okay, because people like yourself who always kind of speak in this level of parable and all that. Sometimes you are considered as people that are speaking ahead of time. And most of what you will say, a lot of people will easily, conveniently dismiss it. But it is something that people with intelligence shouldn't dismiss. Because, sir, 10 years ago, when Nnamdi Kanu told us that some people will come and they will start killing us and their leaders will protect them, it was sounding like a madman then. A lot of people felt like it's impossible. What is he talking about? Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Today, they are calling Nnamdi Kanu a prophet. So if anybody has a chance of hearing this, do not dismiss any of it. Papa?
Mayegu, you're a prophet in your own right. You've been complaining from when you were in your kitchen.
That's right.
About the electoral system. What is happening today? The problem in the world is that it's like going to school. It takes you around 15 years to go to school. But the reward will come in later.
That's right.
Because then your experience plus your education come into one. Then you start seeing the money. But when you're going to school, you're like, why am I studying 1 + 1? Why do I even want to know this color, that color? That is what is happening now. You are schooling the people. You are educating them. The problem in life is whether the government choose to put history in the system or they refuse to put it, somebody will put the history there. Nnamdi Kanu has released the history of Nigeria before it became a Nigeria. People like you have expanded on it, even reduced the map. There's a map you used to show of all the zones of Nigeria from the north all the way. Sharia north. I have a copy of that map. I took it from your system and put it on my system and put it on my house. Those are
so history. Detailed. It's the closest to explain to us, right? Who we are.
It's so detailed.
It is so detailed.
When you thank you, that's it. That's it there. What you're gonna find out now is some people went to school, never saw this map. Even me, when I went to school in Africa, I never saw this map. We that went to school in the 80s and late 70s, never saw a map like this. So it's a whole different version of education you're giving us now. And I can tell you, the more you're posting this map everywhere on Twitter and all the platform, you may not think that it's going somewhere, but people begin to question, wait, where did my state fall in? Where did my language fall in? Now people start comparing population of, okay, this place puts Yoruba compared to one Luxembourg in Europe here. What is the population of that place compared to my place? Why do I have to be part of this place? Now you're beginning to question that inbuilt psyche of people where I feel that we Africans have been, I will not say, I'm not generalizing. Yeah?
Miseducated.
Intentionally miseducated to believe that we must live as one. They keep telling us our unity in diversity. Come to Europe. How many countries have unity in diversity? Tell me one country in Europe that has unity in diversity.
There's nothing like that.
Even in America, they say unity and diversity, everyone must speak English. Once you get there, you must speak English. You come to England, there, you must speak English. So why are you telling me unity and diversity? In Nigeria, you don't have a uniform language. The moment you cross from Lagos now, close up past what's it Kogi, you need silence to speak Hausa because otherwise it'll be difficult for you to communicate with the next person. So and you find out that how come a state in Nigeria is called Niger, another country up north close to Nigeria is called Niger?
Yeah.
Doesn't
No,
that ring
the
a
one
bell to
up
you
now
that
is
those
called Niger. I mean, our own is called Niger. Meanwhile, the one that shares border with us is called Niger. Why?
Thank you. So look at the spelling. Look at the spelling, and we're just next door border. So
Wow.
if you
Thank you very
sit down
much.
and look at all those things, you find out that you're doing the work. The most difficult part is this part you're doing, education.
Thank you
In the
so
next
much.
people that started listening to you in 2010, 29, before the Obasanjo last second election, started listening to you up to now, you will not understand. They have their own children. They are not educating their own children. And those children, by the next 10 years now, wait, this country was never meant to be one. Gen Z never knew there was an amalgamation until people like you and Nnamdi Kanu came around. So it's beginning to permeate into the system. All those things you hide, you can never hide light from darkness. The moment, no matter how hard you try to hide it, it will come up. So just watch. You see Asari Dokubo, what they're trying to do now is to align him to one side. Asari Dokubo was supposed to be the person that Wike used against the governor in that election. But the governor was clever. He paid him off. Now they're immediately telling him to come outside to come and fight. Why didn't they call him since when he was recruiting people? Did they forget that he was recruiting people? Did he just show video of him recruiting people? It's because he has not done the will of what they want from Abuja. The guys in Abuja are not saying, listen, we can sanction you. And they're using the military to talk that talk now. The military guys, all of them, if you look at them, none of them has actually been into any battle.
No, but they are generous.
They can only fight battle. Thank you. They can only fight battle against civilians like me and you.
Yes.
Send them to Russia. Let them go and try battle and come back. You will know that when they hear gunshots, if they come back, they will tell you, Oga, please, this thing we are fighting, we need to find a way to resolve it amicably.
Thank you so much. I always possibly should be looking forward to having you on every now and then to kind of rejig our minds as well, like I do all the time. Okay, thank you, sir, and you have a good evening. Okay, God bless you. Yes, sir. It's interesting, isn't it? I know that Mayegun's Diary Politico is more than just a talk show, right? Depends if you are indeed interested in learning what they do not want you to learn, because information is information is power, very, very powerful. And they will do anything and everything to make sure that you do not have access to the type of information that can liberate your mind, information that can make you question your existence and question what you have been taught before, to learn, relearn, unlearn most of what they taught us. Because, like I said, and I will keep saying it, about this contraption is that if all of us, with what we have come to know about Nigeria, if we are being honest, nobody should conveniently just dismiss and say, we are one, Nigeria is going to be this or that. No. That is not the answer. People can be together if they want to be. But whoever asked us if we want to be together, do you have any record where they asked all of us if we wanted to be together or be in this contraption? There was no record. And that's why they are so afraid to allow us to actually ask ourselves, do you want to be part of Nigeria? Do you want to be no, yes, no? Nobody wants us to ask. Hello there.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Class.
My name, Wale calling from Canada.
Sir Wallace from Canada. Please.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I was just listening to your show where you were talking about what is going to happen during the election, before the election, and after the election.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. There was this thing I was also thinking, because people have been calling for the head of Mahmoud Yakub, and it seems as if Tinubu is not going to sack him, or change him.
Right.
You know, as the INEC chairman. But I let people understand that it's a game. And what they're trying to do is that they will use Mahmoud to win all the single election. I mean, the post elections that are coming up, they've done the Edo one, the
Those ones the off-season elections, right?
Yeah, off-season election. Yes. So they are going to use Mahmoud for it. Then when it's a year to election or probably some months to election, then they will have gotten another Mahmoud that they will use.
The waiting room to take over and make everybody asking for Mahmoud said feel good that he's been removed.
Yeah, they make yes. So they used to be happy like, oh, they've changed Mahmoud at last. We can have a free and fair election, but it's a lie. It's a lie. They're going to use that because if they change Mahmoud now, it's going to expose them because they will not want to lose the elections that are off season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people will like, oh, this Mahmoud. If they can remove this Mahmoud, only this Mahmoud. I will vote during the election, but it's a lie.
I will vote. They may go and look for somebody that will look popular enough that everybody will say, oh, he's got credibility. Oh, I know him. He's a professor in Guinea University.
Exactly.
Chai.
So people will not know. People will not know the secret because it's the first election and it's the general election. So the presidential election, So they will use that person to win the presidential election. After the presidential election, you guys can go to courts, and they are there. So that will be the trick they're gonna use. So I mean, it's going to be people should not fall for it. Like you said, any political party presidential candidate that has an interest of people in mind, should right now call for protest. Because if they take their people, like I'm talking people that especially Peter Obi that has 6 million followers. Yes, he should make use of them now.
Join them together. That's going to be like 13 million people. Call them onto the streets and make a demand.
Yes.
A very, very sweeping demand. And then you can go to election after that. Maybe so.
Exactly. That will even make him more popular because right now, even his followers are saying that they don't trust. Like they are tired of what Peter Obi's calmness. That is too calm for them. They are looking towards you like because they know that if you have 6 million, you should be able to they should be able to feel your impact. I mean the opposition party, which is the APC.
Like speak for them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody's suffering right now. They can't even see you.
Yes.
The most you are doing right now is just to possibly once in a while condemn the action.
Yeah, you're doing like Atiku. Atiku that is always every 4 years you come. You shouldn't behave like Atiku because Atiku is not he's just like them. So if Peter Obi really wants to change things, then he should buckle up and go to the streets and let the people know that he has the interest. Yeah.
But if you are waiting for this Steve to do a reform, electoral reform, you want him to do something that will give him take the power away from him. He won't do it.
Yeah. Yes, he won't do it. He won't do it.
He won't do it. So Alex, thank you very much. Okay?
All right, thank you.
You have a good one.
All right, thank you.
It seems like the young man or the wind there is almost like I want to be on the phone too.
Yes. The winter,
you have a good one.
Getting cold. Yeah. All right.
So the line is pretty much still open. Okay. All you have to do is use the number on your screen, and you are like having a chart like my last few callers. Okay. And also, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, you should do that before it is too late. So we only have just about half an hour to go. Yeah, half an hour can sound like a long time. Some of you will wait for the last minute before you start trying to get through. And then it will be too late. I know sometimes, right, a lot of us you enjoyed listening, which I understand. You enjoy listening to the charts, left, right, and center, the contributions. Then last minute, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to say something to that person we just spoke now. And then it will be too late. I have Austin. Hi. Yes, sir. How you doing, Baba?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
So I have you again tonight, which is great.
Yeah, definitely.
So here we are.
Yeah, listen. like I told you, I listen every day because because of the environment I find myself every time. Sometimes the things I really wanted to contribute, I can't make it. I can't make the contribution because of where I might be somehow noisy or maybe rowdy or crowded.
I know.
So that's the reason why sometimes I keep quiet.
Whenever you
so
can,
anyway,
you can always squeeze it in as well, which is great.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Anyway,
let's go for it.
everybody, I give so much kudos to you. The reason why I give kudos to you because you are doing a wonderful work, and the work you are doing, maybe now you won't really understand it, but it's penetrating. It's penetrating inside the minds of what the ones that really want to get to be educated, that really want to know what the future holds for us. Sometimes it's said, and it seems like it will never happen. But at the end of the story, it will come to pass. And when it comes to pass, people start calling names. Oh, you're a prophet. I ever said,
they make it look like one is a prophet when it is not that so. It's so easy to put one and two together and get to predict it.
Yeah, when people have foresight and can read the time and understand the future and understand how it goes, more especially people that masters Nigerian politics, because what I have learned from you is that you know really how Nigerian politics works. Because all the whole stuff you have spoken about Nigerian politics, there was none that has ever come to an extent. All of them have reality. Yeah, not since I've known you. You predicted, however you said it. Look at just the concluded election that went one was that on Rivers.
I mean, well, that's the latest one. It's easy. I tell people that it's so easy. You know what I mean? But sometimes people feels like the way they feel, though, right? But yeah.
Even in Unrise TV, Rufai was asking the man from Rivers State, how come that ATP was just put on few votes back when the whole local government? How come? So he couldn't give an accurate response about it. But that's it. So that is number one. Number two, people are talking about remove Mahmoud. If you remove Mahmoud, whom are you going to put? Who is going to replace him? Do you think that Tinubu will remove Mahmoud and pick an IPF member or Yoruba Nation member?
Well,
people that are fighting for
Igbo man that will come and do the dirty job. These guys can be very, very funny. Just say it, though.
Yeah. Look at the second in command to Yakubu. Isn't that Okoye? Festus Okoye. Wasn't that from Anambra State? Yeah. That he was busy gallivanting, roaming up and down, castigating all the right thing. He was castigating everybody. He was nowhere. He was everywhere.
Kind of explaining
he was everywhere.
It was. Something. It was actually one of the people that some people said convinced them that election was going to be a real election last year. I was like, really?
Exactly.
How did he do? Well, I never believed in him though. But looking at some of his media appearances, talking about beavers, talking about this, that, like he was able to convince a lot of people that, man, it was going to be a good election. I said, ow, I wasn't convinced.
So
the rest is history.
Now, very simply, they have used him and dumped him.
Yes.
So if we are talking about change Yakubu, have you seen any ministry in Nigeria or governor or senator or whoever that is changed and the next person that come do better than him? Have you seen anyone? No one. Never. So if you think we are talking about the guy that was during Jonathan, what was his name? That come out now to start talking nonsense. The INEC Jega, we were saying, exactly. We were saying, Jega has finished us. When Yakubu comes, Yakubu stamped it. Yakubu make us to know that Jega is a small boy. Where he is in the region. So talking about Yakubu, removing Yakubu will not change anything. We are addressing what is not important. If you want to treat wound, you don't treat wound from up. Go from the root. Let us, every Nigeria, every sensible Nigeria that really wants his future to move on. All of us, we start conversing for division of Nigeria. Through that division, if we don't get division and get true federalism, okay, it will be better than what we did. Yeah, that's the system that we practice.
What we have been offered
Yeah,
right now.
exactly, because what we are doing now will never lead to anywhere.